Hi everyone. So like I promised, I am bringing the workflow for upscaler. Now this upscaler is using Flux and it works pretty well. This is pretty insane. Again, this is something I am not showing this on any cloud running platform. This is completely free. I have a laptop which has GTX 4060 which has 8 GB of VRAM, and the process I'm going to show you, for me with 8 GB of VRAM, which is quite like less when it comes to AI generations, it takes around 6 minutes to upscale one image to 3 times of its size. And I'm pretty sure that even if you have 6 GB of VRAM, it will take a little bit more, maybe 8 or 9 minutes, but you can do it pretty well. I'm showing you everything from the scratch, how you can do it. I'll provide the workflow, so don't worry about it. But before I show anything else, I'll show what it is actually doing. So you can see there is a difference, but it is not prominent much, right? But if I zoom in, let's zoom in and watch this particular necklace. You see, this is the difference of upscaling. These details were not even present, but it is kind of upscaling and filling in those things. So this is scaled 3 times. Now I'll show you what this actually means. I'll provide this whole workflow, don't worry about it. Now the first thing which I am doing, this is pretty interesting. I am using Florence by Microsoft. What it is doing is that whatever image you actually update here, it is running it through a very small Florence model, and it is creating a random, it will create, when I queue it will create one prompt directly. So there is no need to input any kind of prompt. It will directly input it and provide it to the workflow. For this, you will see there is download and load Florence model. So when you update this workflow, you do not need to download anything else. You just select, I am selecting the Florence 2 SD3 captioner. If you have a lower GPU, like lower VRAM, right? So maybe 6 GB of VRAM, you can choose the base one, Florence 2 base. It is pretty small, large is the biggest one. So you can choose the base one, and it is not going to be as perfect, but it would be pretty good when it comes to upscaling. I am using the SD3 captioner because it is quite descriptive. Now with that, I have also discussed this in my previous video as well, but I'll show it again. You need the GGUF of the Flux dev. Okay, so you can, I'll give all the links below in the description, and here you will find a note where it has all the links where you need to put them. So always remember, the unit loader will go to the unit. So this, you can see, this particularly is the page from where you can download. I would suggest to go and download something above Q5 because it works the best. But if you are like restrained in terms of VRAM, you can choose like the Q4 KS as well. Now for the dual clip loader, we have GGUF, which we did not have 2-3 days back. So my last video I was not using this, but it came out yesterday, I think. So what we'll do is that firstly we'll go to this page, Flux text encoders. You'll find the link in description. You will just download the clipl seftencer, and here you can see there are two versions, FP8 and FP16. And previously we were using this one, 4.89 GB, but we'll not use that because FP8 is not that great. Rather than that, you'll go to the City 96 version of the GGUF. This is the same person who created the GGUF for the unit files. From here, you just need to download any one of these. Again, I am using the Q6 one. You can see Q6 is 3.91 GB, right? Which is smaller than the FP8, but the Q6 one is actually more near to FP16. So it is smaller but works better. So it would be fast, less in GPU, and it would also be like working better, giving better performance as well, quality. So you'll download the Q6, and in any reason, like if you have again limited VRAM, so you can go for Q4 KS as well, KM or KS as well. It's not a big deal. Okay, and for the AE safe tensors, you go to the Black Forest Labs original folder, original page here. You can see these are all the original flux is 23 GB and we have reduced it to somewhat like 5-6 GB. AE safe tensors. So you just need to download this. Now you can see the clip files, basically the clipl and encoder gguf will go to the clip. The unit file will go to the unit folder. The VAE, that is AE safe tensors, will go to this particular link. And LoRAs. So if you want, I am particularly using a LoRA here called Boreal Flux. You can see this is on, other two LoRAs are off. If you want this, so this is actually like optional, so you can directly turn it off if you want to save some GPU or you want like faster generations. You can go to Civit AI. This is the LoRA which I am using. You can download it from Civit AI. And the last thing which is being used here, because we are upscaling, we also need a small upscale model. So for the upscale model, I am using 4x ultra sharp. So you can download it from here and you will have to put it in the upscale models. You can find this node and you can directly go to your ComfyUI folder and navigate and put them here. LoRAs will go to the LoRAs folder. So now as we have completed putting everything we need, okay, when you import, like you can load and import this workflow and I'll give the link in the description, you will see some of them will be red and it will be saying that the nodes are missing. So you don't need to worry about it. Go to manager. Here you will see install missing custom nodes. When you click, I do not have anything missing, but you will see a list and there will be install button here, right? So you will install everything, close and restart. That's it. And you will get everything which I have. You don't need to manually download or install any of the nodes. So this is it. Now I'll just show what setting I am using here. You can see I am using just 6 steps because I am denoising 0.31. So I have found that 6 steps is more than enough. And here again you can see I am using seam fix mode as band pass. So this is the thing, and this is the upscale by value, how much you want to upscale. I am using 3 times, you can go for 2 times as well. If you have already a good quality image and you just want to add some more details, 2 times is great, not that big of a deal. I would be upscaling it 3 times. So 3 times meaning that the height and the width would be 3 times each. And everything else you don't need to change. You can upload any of the images from here. Guidance and everything you can see. I would suggest to keep everything as same as well. Ignore this one, negative prompt. We do not need to give negative prompt because you can see the CFG here is 1. So we don't need to give anything. You just need to change the upscale according to how much you want to upscale. That's it. And there is nothing else you need to do. So now I'll Q prompt it and I'll show you how this image gets upscaled. So we can see here that the generation is done, it is completed. Remember, the left side is actually the generated image, high quality image, and the right side you can actually, this is like a comparer, so you can compare. So first we'll go to the face. This was the original image, this was the pixelation. You can see the improvement and you see those little like film grain and noise. This is actually being added with this, otherwise it would look slightly smoother. And you know, like it feels more like CGI and not real life if it is completely smooth. There is something called film grains, which makes it a little bit realistic and cinematic. So I have already introduced this. So here, now if you see, this was the face, it has changed. The earring you can see is now way more detailed. Like you cannot get this much detailing with normal upscalers as well. We'll come to the necklace as well. You can see now, yes, the necklace doesn't make sense if you like zoom in so much, but if you see from here, it does look good. And you can see even the skin details and everything. Some of the things which I really love is the fingers. So see the finger here, it is blurred, and normally it would not be able to understand. A lot of upscalers don't understand like there was a finger or what is going on. But here you can see the fingernails and everything, they look so perfect. And not only that, even the bracelet. The bracelet has become like, it is not crystal clear, but it has become quite high quality as well. So everything from the backgrounds, you see the crack here, these are changed, but in the similar way. So that's the whole thing, and you can even see like the skin textures and everything. The shadows are now more defined. Even the hair, you can see there should be some strands here, and it has added those loose strands. So this looks perfect. There is no seam problem and anything. This is because I have introduced the band pass here, and it just adds 20 or 30 more seconds to the generation, but it kind of like deals with all the sometimes what happens is that because this is being tiled, so you can see some artifacts here in the middle or somewhere there. So bandpass somewhat reduces it. Now if you are facing some kind of difficulty, or you see that the tiling is causing some problem, two things you have to remember. Either you can go to the half tile intersection, it will increase the generation time, but it will remove those seams. And another thing is that the denoising button. So the denoising input, if you see that 0.31 is not working and you want to change something more, so basically if you make it to 0.7 or 0.8, she will not look like this. The face would be different, but the position and everything would be same. So if you want that, you can play around with that as well. So generally for the images, what I have found is that 0.28 to 0.35 is the sweet spot for any image, whatever you want to upgrade. So you can start with 0.3, and according to that you can slightly play with it. So this is the thing. Other than that, scheduler and everything I have already provided in the workflow. You can go through it, keep it same. Yeah, and you can see the text. This was interesting because when I started the workflow, whenever you click on Q prompt, right? Firstly, this flow will run, and you can see that it takes the picture from here, and here you have to choose more detailed caption. There are other things as well, like expression segmentation and everything. So basically you will get an image where it will like scan the head or hair, something like that. We don't need that. We need more detailed caption, and everything else you can keep as same. You don't need to do anything else. Keep the model loaded when you click on false, so it does not keep it loaded in the workflow like in the VRAM, because we do not need to run this every time for the tiling. It runs for one and then all the tiles will run. So you can see a woman standing in front of wall, and it gives like the whole description. It can work without the Florence model as well, but it kind of helps when you are tiling. It kind of helps to get the idea what we are looking at. So I have seen it improves the generation. So this was it. You can download the workflow and like work on it. And if you face any other kind of problem, you can just comment down below and I'll try to help you out. Thank you.